always put us these
donations
crazy
will be
words.
split 50-50 between the narrow.
Now, where's you start on? Oh, here you are.
Oh, that's okay, the four is there. I'll take it. I'll send you this one.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you very much. Welcome to the Narrows Center for the Arts, and I'm here tonight with on piano is Ben Cook. Hey, on bass is Todd Baker.
The lights were so bright, I went to my car and got my shades, but I took them off because I was sweating so much that they wouldn't stay on my head.
You're too cool, man.
Thanks.
Thank you. I thank Whaling City Sound Records, the label I record for, and that was Neil Weiss who's here tonight.
The small audience over there, there's just the crew.
Oh.
That was the audience there. That's one of those play without audience.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll listen.
You know what? Frank Griffith said he's gonna next week.
Yeah, Frank's gonna on tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. All right, I'm gonna bring us to talking. It's a great band too. I want to go back and listen to that.
Oh, thanks a lot, very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to introduce you for a second. It's not a big deal how I say it, but I like to say, "Hey, people, this is Greg Abate." Abate?
Yes,
Abate.
it is. Yeah. Yes.
Abate.
Yeah. Abate.
And I'm really happy to have you on, and I'm a fan. I love your tone and what you're playing.
Thank you. You know what I noticed about what you did? It really impressed me that you knew when my chorus was going to be over before you stopped. You knew that my solo was going to end there. I thought that was super cool.
Well, I'm a instrumental kind of girl. Long time. You know, my dad was a sax player.
Oh wow, great.
Yeah, so I really grew up in music stuff. You know.
Yeah.
In Boston, actually, Greg.
Oh yeah. Wow. You know Fred Taylor and all those great people.
Yeah.
Dick Johnson.
I don't know Dick Johnson, but you know, I've actually in recent months, I've bumped into, online, I've bumped into musicians who played in my dad's big bands, which is really well, like wild because I haven't had that happen for a long, long time. My dad, he led big bands for years. He was from Boston and
Oh, what
yeah.
years
So,
were those? I went to Berklee in the '60s, but I didn't play.
oh,
I didn't play in your dad's band. I know I didn't.
yeah, his
Uh,
name was Mike Siegel.
wow, no, I never met him. I'm sorry. Can I look him up online?
Probably not.
No.
I should
Oh,
put up something, I guess, because
yeah.
I'm probably the only one who will remember most of the stuff at this point. Um,
Me-
yeah, but I also went to Berkeley, but I went 72 to 73.
And what's your instrument?
I mean 72 to 75. Flute.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so I mean they didn't have singing at that time. I mean I was always singing from when I was born, but they didn't have voice until the year I left.
Oh, yeah. Now
75.
that's too bad, huh? Voice is
Yeah.
important.
I mean,
Instrument.
we had bands and I was singing, but they didn't have classes. But that would, that's okay because I enjoyed kind of doing it from an instrumental point of view.
Yeah, that's what I did. Instrumental.
Did you
All music.
you play it says
I play flute.
information on you say sax and flute. Are those your only instruments, your main instruments?
Yeah, all the saxes and flute, clarinet. But I don't play jazz on clarinet, but I do play a lot of flute on some of my recordings, and I play alto flute and flute.
Oh,
I own a piccolo. I don't use it that much, but I play soprano and alto and tenor and baritone.
yeah.
And my new album with Kenny Barron Trio is coming out in March, and I played all the saxes on it and flute.
Oh,
And I did a couple of tunes with sax section. I did a 5 saxes myself, and
cool.
some flute and alto and flute and tenor and stuff like that, soprano and soprano only. But yeah, it's coming out in March. It's been a lot of work on it, mixing it.
Wow, that sounds really cool. Very creative.
So I did all Kenny's tunes on it, and I arranged them, 14 of his tunes.
Oh,
So we can only get 13 of them on the CD because it's too short for a double and too long. There's one tune too long, too much for for one of them. So I have to cut one of them. So it's hard choice.
yeah, well, at least you can think maybe it'll be on the next one.
Yeah,
No,
well,
you can put it on the next one.
That's right. That's a good one. Good point. So
Well,
how did you know me? Get to know to email me to invite me on your show? I was curious.
yeah, I'm trying to remember because sometimes people suggest people, but then when I email them, like, we have conversations about the people who have recommended. I think I just came across you online, and I think that's what I did, and I investigated you, and I was like, wow, I love his tone, and
Well,
yeah, your tone. I mean, really, right? A sax player, has to have good tone, right?
right, and I like so many people's tones on the sax, and my tone, I think it's so different from everybody else's, and because our voice, we focus in on our voice like no one else can. Other people hear it differently, but how you hear it. So I said, gee, well, I wish I had a little more of that, but you can't change your voice. You
Yeah.
can make it better. You have to. I always try to refine the clarity of it, and sometimes I feel as though I want it to be more brighter, but I don't. It just comes out the way it is.
Well, frankly, I like the warmth in your tone. That's what I like. I
Oh,
mean, so
thank you.
I mean, I don't know, if you made it brighter, it would be you making it brighter, so it probably would be good. But I actually like the warmth.
Oh, yeah, a lot of people say that. They like that.
Yeah.
Like if you well, everybody's there. I record with a lot of different great players, like Richie Cole and I did two recordings, and Phil Woods and I did two, and playing with Nick Brignola, another great saxophonist. Everybody's sound is different totally. You can't really copy anybody, although people try to, especially when you're going to school and you want to play like Train, or you want to sound like Bird or Cannonball. You can try to, but you come way short. You have to use that as a focus point of something great to try to strive to be like. And I think that's when your voice comes in, when you just do it a lot. You just play, become yourself, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and that's kind of, I mean, I've always noticed that from my students in the last 20 years. If they're not young people, like coming out of college, they have a lot of trouble finding situations to play a lot. I mean,
Well,
I like you grew up, I mean, when we were in our 20s, we were doing like 10 gigs a week, in all styles. But that's why we developed, because we were doing all styles and we were being consistent and trying things out. And we had our art stuff too on the side, but we were making a living, working all the time, like using the instrument.
Yeah, before us was the people, the innovators that had it going, like there was so much work back then, and but it was a different pay scale, and it was different, but it was like a lot of work. And then it just like the last 10 years it's subsided greatly. But I think I look at myself for all the dues I paid and try to work, like I'm working a lot in different states and countries here and there, and still not a major name, household name, but a lot of people know me. But I think if I didn't do that work, I wouldn't be working like I do, because there's no really local work. And if you play local, you're not really getting better at it. It's just sort of like a job,
Yeah.
It's weird. But I tell my students, I say, you want to learn all this, but what do you plan to do with it? You're going to try to, you have to network. You have to really get out there, because no one's going to like just pick you up and say, hey, well, sometimes that happens, that does happen, but very infrequently. That's a luxury, I think, in a way, to have someone manage you and produce you at a young age.
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
I
Yeah,
didn't have-
no. Yeah, I'm kind of like you. I mean, I've traveled a bunch and I've created stuff and I've created work, and some people have, pulled me over there, but mostly I think in Japan, because Japan, there are people there who like to set up things. And once you go over, you've probably been to Japan. Once you go
No, I
over,
haven't. I was there with when I was with Ray Charles Band. I led in '73 and '74. I played lead alto with Ray, and I got there. But I've been trying to get to Japan, and I can't seem to get over there. And I get reviews in Japanese magazines, but I cannot. I don't have a contact. I can't seem to get any of my musician friends to. It's hard to get help sometimes. I'm one of those giving type musicians that like to help others. But I haven't got over to Japan. I'd love to. I think they'd like me there.
Yeah, well, as far as I'm concerned, I've been going to Japan since the 80s. So, and a lot, I've been over there a lot. But I think that nowadays, unless you have somebody who, for whatever reason, wants to reach out to you and bring you over, that actually it's very worthwhile making a trip, going over, collecting, like from your friends, like me, for other people, contacts, and going over there and hooking up with them, playing together, and like you probably get a few little gigs and just play and get to know people. And then people will bring you back and you can set up stuff. But I think nowadays you have to make that investment about, paying for a trip to go over, and you don't have to spend a huge amount of money. People say Japan's really expensive. It's not all over the place. Tokyo is pretty expensive, but it's kind of like New York or something. Other than that, the other cities and the smaller areas, like I have a friend in Hiroshima, but kind of outside the main city, and I've been going over to his place for a long time, 10 years or something, and he'll create all these gigs for us, and so you can do it.
Yeah, I'd be glad to do that if I had some contact that it would be.
Yeah.
I'd have to know where I'm going, right?
We'll talk about that. I'll be happy to share.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, it would be nice to do that. Thanks. So we'll do that. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I'll be happy to share. Do you Amy Jane, do you know him? He's Amy Jane Morgan, my friend, Amy Jane Morgan Johnson. She says hi from Albuquerque.
Oh, wow. Well, I bet I would know her if I saw her, because I've been going out there for the last 15, 16 years. And it's been great. I missed it this year because of the COVID, but I'm coming back in August to play for the Bebop Society in Taos. So that got canceled last August, along with the Range and the Outpost and different things. But hi. Yeah, I'll be back.
She's a friend, a student of mine, an old student of mine. She's an artist, and she creates these really beautiful wearable and non-wearable pieces of art that I have a lot of the wearable. And and anyway.
She heard me at the Outpost?
Amy Jane, if you're still here, would you answer that question?
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. There's a little bit of a delay, so she'll answer maybe in a minute. Is Albuquerque where Bobby Shue is, or is it
No, he's in Rio Rancho.
Okay.
But he's in Albuquerque. It's like a suburb, of that.
Yeah. He's a friend of mine. And he's actually been on the show too. I love Bobby. We've known each other for years.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here. I think Greg did a workshop with Mickey Patton.
Oh yeah, at Grandma's Music. Definitely. Yeah. Yeah, and she was in the audience, I think.
Probably.
And she said she played flute. Yeah, that's really nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Mickey Patton. The store closed though.
Oh well.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that things are closing and it's going to reopen in some new form. I just keep thinking that we each have our own abilities, and that there are people who have abilities in the imagination and recreation of something new, and that we can all share in. I'm hoping on that one.
I think that's a good way to look at a new birth of something. Yeah, it seems like it's different. I get used to it now, like not working, but I miss it a lot. But I don't know. I've got stuff booked, but I hope by March it'll be okay to go. I don't know.
I don't know either. As a matter of fact, my friend from Japan keeps kidding me. He says, "So are you going to come here in March?" And I'm like, "Yeah, well, I don't know. I was supposed to go in March this year for 3 weeks to Japan, but there's no way I would have been able to teach students in a very small studio."
Oh yeah.
So.
But like going to Japan, like what I've done stuff like I would go to other countries where someone put together a couple of gigs here and there, and they said, "Well, if you can get here, we can do it." And then I go there, and then I make contacts, and that's what I can do in Japan. But I'd love to have a couple of things to go to, and I would just get myself there, right?
Yeah.
Is that how it works?
Yep.
But it's good to know someone that knows someone that trusts that. Oh, this guy can play, or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. I know. Yeah, that's really important. So, so we spoke a little bit beforehand, but did you grow up in Rhode Island?
I went to school here, yeah, in Boston and Rhode Island, and then I left Berklee at in '70 and went out to Los Angeles, and I lived there until 1975, and then I came back.
Yeah. And when you were a kid, did you have a musical family or your siblings or anything
No,
like that? Just you.
no, yeah.
And was it a love affair with horns right away?
Well, clarinet when I was 10, you know, but
Oh,
I didn't know I was going to be what I am today, a jazz artist, but I just kept doing it and it just evolved. Even when I was in high school, I didn't know what I wanted to be for my living but when I was at Berklee, I thought that when I got out, they would get me a gig. And I said that to one of the teachers and kind of laughed at me saying, you kidding me? No, you got to go out and do your thing, man. It's, you learn stuff here and I'll go out and use it. So then I went to, I guess somebody in Hollywood was putting together a blues group, cover band, James Brown and Sly in, Chicago and Blood, Sweat and Tears cover band. And I went out there with 3 other musicians, horn players, and we were the 4 horns in that band. And we drove from Fall River to Hollywood, Argyle Boulevard, right near Capitol Records there. And we got there in 3 days because we didn't stop to sleep at there. We just took turns sleeping and driving. And then from that point on, I played all over, Hollywood and Sunset Strip and Filthy Big Nasties.
oh wow.
Doing all that and
Ah,
Oxnard, Vegas, So I got a lot of my chops were endurance chops back then, playing
Filthy
hard.
McNasties, man. That was a happening room even when I was here. I came here over 40 years ago. So yep, it was happening there.
Well, that
Filthy
was
McNasties.
1969, 1970, 71,
Oh,
and 2 is when I was playing out there.
oh, okay.
That's about when you were there, right?
Well, actually, I came out in 75 and I was 21.
And that was still going on, huh?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. But not
Yes.
a whole lot longer. But definitely when I was out here first, Filthy McNasties was happening. The Strip was happening. And actually there was so much music happening. Dante's was still open and
Yeah, it was,
just lots of cool stuff.
I played the Little Hobbit a lot on Lancashire.
Huh. That
The
sounds
Little
kind of familiar.
It wasn't
Yeah.
a jazz room, it was just a dance club,
Huh.
And there was
You
a place that I remember playing where it was all peanuts on the floor. So I would climb up in this huge loft and play up there, and there's peanuts all over the place.
That kind of almost sounds familiar. I don't know, man. There's been so many. I have a drummer friend, Paul Krybick, do you know Paul?
I know Paul. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
on an album with me.
Ray
Where is it at?
Charles.
No, we did it at the Carmel. We did it at the KRML, the radio station there.
Yeah.
And I played with him in different gigs that his wife booked for us.
Yeah, Merle.
Yeah.
You didn't play with Ray with him because he played with Ray for
No.
at least 9 years.
No, It was
Okay.
another drummer, Ron Dunn.
Huh.
I played at Betty Hoover's place a couple of times.
Oh, that's cool. She just stopped about a year ago or
I know.
maybe 2 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Betty
That's
Hoover's the
seems-
A-frame. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, she was tough. Tough.
She was. She didn't book me. She didn't think I was straight ahead enough. She really liked the straight ahead stuff.
Yeah.
She let's see. Oh, I was going to tell you that Paul Krybick came up with I got to email him. He came up with a list of LA clubs over the years, and which is really funny because he and I worked together a lot over the years, and he's, as you know, he's a pretty funny guy,
Yeah.
So
And the other place we worked at was Charlie Shoemake's place with that one there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did that about 10 times.
Are you talking about the one in Oxnard or somewhere or up there?
No, it's in Cambria.
Oh, Cambria, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. My friend always asks about this, but have you played with Zappa?
No.
Okay, there you go, Roland. Sorry. He's always asking.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Zappa has some good humor in his music. I like him. So we have people watching today.
Oh yeah, people are watching. You can watch on FaceTime and YouTube and make comments.
FaceTime. We got like gallery. No, I only see you.
No, you'd have to get on like your phone or something else and go to Facebook.
Oh, I'm on my iPad.
Yeah, but you're just on Zoom, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So, and if you watched us from Facebook, it would be delayed, so you might.
Oh yeah, I see.
Might, but you
I'm
can
still-
see the comments too, if you want. So, yeah. Do you compose?
Oh yes, yeah. I'm pretty prolific, they say. I have a lot. I've got about 23 recordings since 1990. Started recording for Candid Records in England,
Oh.
Black Lion, and I record a lot of my originals, and I write a lot.
Oh, we have to. I'd like to hear one. Maybe we can hear one on YouTube or wherever. Or,
Oh sure. I should send you. You don't have any of my albums then, huh?
I don't, but I mean, do you think you're on Spotify too?
I'm on everything there. Yeah.
Let me see.
Spotify.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
bring
check
you
it
up on. Let's see. Okay, actually, I'll share my screen and then you can point it out to me. Share.
Went out to you the tunes, or
Well, here's your. Let's see.
I've got my glasses on. Okay.
I'm gonna
So we
follow
got,
you.
oh, that's the one with Phil Woods. Okay. Go down Gratitude. Can you scroll down? Hazy Moon has a flute tune on it. The third one.
Okay, is that your song?
Those are all my tunes except Jitterbug Waltz.
Okay. Do you mind if we
So-
listen to your flute playing?
Not at all.
Okay, let's.
Hmm.
Beautiful.
Good. Thank you, Kat. Thank you.
Yeah.
Easy Moon.
Yeah. And you have a beautiful sound on flute too.
Thanks, Kathy. I remember that my flute was since I've had it overhauled, it's like I'm really digging it more than ever. It's like, when you have it, so it plays, you don't have to press hard and stuff. It's
Yeah,
really,
yeah.
man, I had
Yeah.
stuff.
I've always wanted to get an alto flute. I probably should get one now, since time is so weird. But I mean, not like I don't have anything to do, but still, I already play flute, so it wouldn't be that hard,
It's
But
easier.
alto,
Yeah, it really plays really easy. It's like,
yeah,
you think it wouldn't, but piccolo is hard, right? But I think the alto flute, it seemed to be natural for me to just play it. Although the key is weird because it's in G, so it's hard to do standards that on it. So you have to transpose it unless you have the rhythm section transposed, but that's not really the right way to do it, you know?
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I want to ask you a question, just because I can, because I'm here. So I play flute. I mean, I haven't really had flute as an instrument for years, like really since college. And because I just went into voice and I didn't even think about having flute too, But so now when I bring out my flute, I can get a tone on it. I can, I know all the keys and I can play a little bit, but I don't know. I don't know what to kind of amuse myself with and spend time on. Um, I I mean, I can read through books and scales and that kind of stuff. But what for enjoyment? What would you suggest that I do? Like pull out the iReal Pro or do something totally different? Like I found that just playing, I've been learning Louisa singing. You know that Jobim tune,
Yeah.
Louisa.
No, I don't know that one. No.
Oh, it's really beautiful. Really beautiful. Let's see if I can sing you a little bit of Louisa. Well, I can't think of it right now, but it's really beautiful. Has beautiful intervals and stuff, and just playing it on the flute is really enjoyable to me. You know, because it's
You
just
know, that's really cool. Yeah, I like to hear that. But like, what I like to, I've been writing these etudes that are kind of like hard for me to play. Some of them
yeah.
are easier, but I play them on all the instruments, so they lay good on the flute as well as the sax.
Ah,
So, but the other thing is, I like to focus in on playing licks and then trying to just like say do a major seven lick and then start on the seventh and go up to the seventh and then come down on another note of making a seventh and go down and just try to like hear that, and like it inspires me to do other things. But learning standards on, you should maybe play some tunes that you don't know, and like try to play the melodies on the flute, read the music, and then just absorb new tunes and get into a new bunch of vocabulary songs.
okay. Yeah.
So
Okay, I'll do that.
I should, well,
It's funny how, you know, like an instrument that you don't play a lot, you just like for the voice, I know lots of stuff to do. But then I take out my flute. I know Benny Maupin lives out here, and I asked him about that once, and he said, here's what you do to get back into the flute, play long notes. And
yes.
I did, and then I found the embouchure again, which was great. I was working too hard for the embouchure, and when I finally relaxed, it was a beautiful tone. So that was kind of exciting, you know.
Yeah, I just have it. I'm not gonna. I'll show you it's right here.
Sure, sure.
I just have my horns are all put away because I put them. I came back from Maine and I have my alto with me, but like this is my Emerson, but that's what I'm talking about. You can do the stuff like that.
That's really pretty. I can do that. I could develop that. Yeah.
Do you need me to write it out for you on one of them?
Isn't he nice? Sure, that would be great. Just if you wrote it out once and then I can take it from there.
Yeah, check this out. I want to let you go. But like this is the major one. I'm doing E flat major 7, so I'm starting the D, E flat, G, B flat, D, E flat, E flat, E F. Now E flat minor major 7 is just flat the third. Do that. Sounds.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Like that. You
Yeah.
can do that too, and then you can invent some things yourself and try to, Michael Brecker. I heard one of his workshops once, and he said that he would like write all these licks down himself and just try to challenge himself on playing things, and he'd do it just repetitive and stuff. And of course, he was the best at that, I thought. But I mean, like he make licks and then play
Yeah.
them and enjoy. And then transpose them to another key,
Yeah, yeah.
But the long tones are good, though. You can really get into the long tones on the flute and let it buzz, and it's good.
Yeah.
We can
Yeah.
talk through sometime. Let me put it back. Let me put it back. Wait a minute.
Cool. See, now I have a new flute teacher.
Well, no, this is not going to be a teaching. Well, I'd be glad to help you, but I wouldn't charge you any money. I just do it.
Oh, that's nice of you.
That's right.
Um,
Thank you.
Yeah. So, hi Dan. Dan, my friend Dan DeVille is on. He's a big jazz fan too.
Oh, hi, Dan.
You mentioned England. How did your relationship with England start?
I was playing on San Jose a lot. I played the Bay Area quite a bit. I still go there a lot. I was playing at the with Smith Dobson
Oh
at
yeah, I knew
uh,
him.
in this at the place. There was the jazz series he had, and there was this man in the front that came every time I played. He was English, and he'd always come up to me and talk to me. And his name was Sid Hislam, and he eventually told me his son had a jazz club in Leicester, and so his name was Nick, and then he came out to see his father. He came to the gig once, and then eventually I went over there and did a gig there and started up some contacts, and that was in 19. It was like in 1999, 2000, and then playing at San Jose Jazz Festival, I met an English person from there that vacations in California, and he gave me the name of the booking agent for Tinmouth in Devon, and I contacted them, and from that point on, I made a lot of contacts, and I kept going back every year, and my whole geographic spectrum grew through east, west, north, south, and then into Wales and
Oh,
different places.
cool.
Yeah, I missed my tour. I usually have a month tour, July and November there. Like I lost all that this year because of that. Was you know, so this year I'm gonna go. Next year I'll go.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
just actually, my guest yesterday was Norma Winstone, and she was telling me that it's really totally locked down right now. Like
yeah,
they're in tier four, and but um, but actually in September she said she did some gigs, like three or four gigs actually, and I know tomorrow, like I said, I'm going to be talking to Frank
yeah,
Griffith.
yeah. He worked. We played with this kind of like it's like a swing band, and this the reason I'm playing with them is because when I was playing in Tinmouth, they were playing in the hotel lobby. It was their set, and I put my head through the door a couple of times, and then they said, "Hey, Greg, go get your sax. Come sit in with us." I said, "Oh no, I don't like to sit in because it's the focus is on you. You don't want someone to come up there." And then
Yeah.
so they finally got me to do it, and I did it. And then they invited me to play with them on a gig. And next time I came out, and I stayed with them. The guy hosts me at his house, and so. But Frank plays saxophone with them because they had a steady tenor player, but he left and went on the road with another band. So the band would have guest tenor players too. So Frank would be there when I was there. So that's how I got to know Frank Griffith.
Oh, cool. I'm
Yeah.
going to have to send you, I'm writing myself a note. I'm going to send you my last record. I'm just writing send Greg straight ahead because about 7 years ago, 8 years ago, Andy McIntosh, who was an old friend of mine from like really my early 20s, because he lived out here, played with Louis Bellson and Maynard and all. So he brought me over and we recorded a record with, oh my gosh, I have to remember the name. I bet you know these guys.
In England?
Yep, in England. Let me just take a peek because
Okay, I'll be right back. I'm just going to get a drink of water, okay?
okay.
Right back.
So it's all a huge big family, isn't it?
Sure is.
Okay, so since you can hear me, I'll tell you. There was Paul Morgan on bass.
No.
No, Lawrence Cottle on electric bass.
I know Cottle. I know Lawrence Cottle. He's great. Dave Cottle is his brother, and he runs the Speakeasy, the
Oh,
jazz in Swansea, Wales. So once again,
Oh,
yeah.
Lawrence is amazing. In fact, I
Yeah.
played, Norma had sung a song with me on that record, and kind of a little bit more of a modern song. It was a song of John Abercrombie's that I had written lyrics to. And
Oh,
Lawrence just played so great on that cut. Oh, it was just gorgeous. And
what
then I
about
had
David? Go ahead. I'm ready to
on
go.
well, on piano I had Cliff Hall and John Pierce and Roy Hilton.
John Pierce is a good friend of mine. John Pierce.
Oh,
Yeah.
and Simon Gardner,
Don't know him.
trumpet player. He's younger than us, but he. I'm saying us because I don't know how old you are, but I figure you're somewhere around my age. But yeah,
Well,
Simon is probably, I don't know, he's probably around, I don't know, in his 40s, 40s, late 40s, 50s, something like that. Anyway, he plays great trumpet. I'll send you this record.
all right. Just a second. I'm getting something. I'd like to have it.
Hey, Mark. Oh, hi, Bill. Oh, so Bill Winokur is here. Do you know Bill?
Hey. Yes. Hi, Bill. Gee, what a. Oh, that guy, Bill and Bo, two of the greats
Yeah.
of Boston. Hey, hi. Happy New Year.
He said you are the keeper of the flame when it comes to keeping Bop Alto alive.
Well, that's really cool. Thanks a lot. Uh, I really take that as a big compliment because I just embrace it, and I just feel so good to play it. You know, it's a challenge, really.
Hey, Bill was one of the guys who played with my dad.
Oh wow! So I bet that he knows. He could probably tell me some musicians that I would know, but I can never play it. So your dad, was he more of a mainstream swing band, or was it like more of a
Yeah.
jam?
No, he was like a real local, musician's local guy, with the big band that played very traditional, like at the ballrooms and that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Okay. I'm surprised you didn't know Dick Johnson.
Well,
He's
that
one of
name
the.
sounds familiar, but I was young when when I was more aware of his guys. Um, I
Yeah,
remember
Dick
at his
was
funeral.
the Artie Shaw band. He took over the Artie Shaw book after Artie put his band together back in the day.
Oh,
Like
okay. Yeah, yeah. I was
so
going to
so
say,
Bill knows Dick really well.
yeah, Bill sent me their record. That was really cool. I
All
li-
right.
I really liked their record, and his brother sings, right?
Oh, Bo.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think I think it was him singing. Yeah, it was great. It was really cool, fun.
Nice. Nice. I never played with those guys, but they invited me to come and sit in on Sunday, and then it was last winter, and then we had this blizzard, and then playing up in Beverly, so I never made it over there just to see them. I told them that I didn't like to sit in, but I wanted to come and hear them.
I agree with you. A lot of times I would rather just go and hear what they're doing, rather than sit in. And I mean, sitting in can go good or not so good, but
Oh,
but listening to people what they've put together, I enjoy doing that. You
me
know,
too. Yeah, a
yeah,
lot of times you go and they want you to play, and you say, "Gee, no, this could be like almost disappointed. And you feel bad, I mean, like this, I don't have
yeah.
my home stuff for this. I
Bill
think.
Bill said that your friend Ted Casher is on their CD.
Oh, Ted, he's another legend out here, like Dick, what Dick is, Dick Johnson. But yeah, Teddy was one of my composition teachers at Berklee, and
Oh,
and maybe if Bill's listening too, he might appreciate this story. But my alto teachers were Joe Viola and Rod Ferlin and Charlie Mariano,
yeah.
and Ted Casher was teaching composition. And
Uh-huh.
I was in Ted's class, and like I'd be in the practice room, and I'd be playing the piano, writing tunes, and Ted poke his head in and says, "Hey, don't you practice your horn? What are you doing? You got to practice, man." He says, "Yeah, I'm just writing the tune, Ted." And he says, "Yeah, we'll get back to the horn." And then Ted walks away, and then like about 30 seconds later, he comes back, knocks on the door. I said, "Yeah, Ted, what is it?" He says, "By the way, that's a nice bridge you wrote there." So he liked my music. He liked my tunes. He said that he was happy that I was writing.
That's cool. Yeah, Joe Viola was one of my teachers, and actually Andy, yeah, he was my main flute teacher. He was a cool
He
guy.
was great. I liked him too. He was great player.
Yeah. Yep. He was cool, really cool. One time I saw him out in LA. They came out, I can't remember I think they came out for some kind of award for somebody, and a bunch of those guys, who were more Bostonian type of players, came out. Yeah, it's such a different scene. And boy, I remember when I came to LA, because I had grown up around musicians, and in Boston, I mean, there were things that happened that didn't seem to happen in LA so much. Like, just for example, something stupid like Girl from Ipanema in Boston, whatever key you wanted, people just played it. Good. But then I came to LA and they couldn't do that. I mean, some of the professional guys, and I was so surprised. I was like, really? I was young, but still, I was still used to, the Boston guys,
Dan Getz recorded it in D flat or A flat, was it? It wasn't F. He didn't play it in F. He played it in D flat, and actually, it really is nice on the tenor in that key.
Oh, so D flat, does that make it in E flat for you, or on tenor?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
My father's clock, he's not with us anymore, but I remember that in his condo, and it's been here for 20 years in my place.
What is it?
Yeah, it's just the clock.
Oh.
Can you see it?
Yeah. Well, that's unusual for that kind of a clock to have a little tune.
Really?
Isn't it? No?
So,
I thought it went dong, 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 something like that.
oh, my uncle, who was taking care of my father or living with him when he was ill, he couldn't take the dong, dong, dong every 15 minutes, so he just did it on the hour. It used to go, it used to go dong, 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 and then dong, 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 and it would do that.
Oh, God.
Then it became 12, did 12 of them at the end there, when it became 12 o'clock.
I wonder why people created that, Why would anyone create something that would do that? I'm not sure.
I think it's more an older type of like take your time type of life, I like chime. My girlfriend's making a big chime for Christmas. It's like low. It's real low. It's like 30 pounds copper.
Oh, wow.
Well, I gotta show you since you're here. I'll show you. Just a second. It's over here. I'll show you. Are you there?
Yep, still here. Oh.
That's it.
Ooh. Wow, that's nice.
Yeah.
I want to get me one of those.
You got to, the chimes. I thought I was going to get one with the bars on it, but she ended up getting me that one for some reason. But it's really heavy. I don't think you're going to need some wind to make that work.
Yeah. We had some of that wind 2 nights ago. Heavy duty wind.
I love it.
Yeah. We don't really We haven't gotten that for a long, long time, but we had a real downpour, kind of heavy storm, you know. I guess in England, actually, they had a few days earlier, it might have been the same storm. Norma said it was really, she lives right on the water across from, what is it, Spain or something is across from England?
You mean English Channel?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Is
that's
it Spain?
France.
France. Yeah, she
Yeah.
lives right on the channel, so.
Oh, really? Like,
Yeah.
like in Hastings somewhere? Hastings is real windy.
Yeah, I think it might be Hastings, actually.
Oh, really? Wow, small world. I mean, I remember being there years ago when the wind was so harsh that I could lean forward and it would hold me up. If I went this way, it would just hold me like this, and then you got to back up to stand straight, and it would blow you over. It's like a pretty powerful winds there.
Yeah, actually, I was there during something like that too. My girlfriend and I were on the beach, and it was it was intense. I think the only other place that was that intense was in Portugal, and I was near the ocean, and wow, that was, you know, you wouldn't want to stand too close to the edge of something because it would blow you off, you know.
I'll tell you something. We were watching nature the other night. These national parks, like, you know, the Needles and all that, and these people are climbing up there, and then they're standing on top of the rock, and it's like just, you know, and it's like they're like maybe a mile up or more. They're just there, like it's nothing to them, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you gotta. I don't like heights, so I don't know. I couldn't do that, but it's amazing how they take their life in their hands like that. Just like one slip, one wind coming in and blow you right off the thing.
Just like that, man.
Yeah.
Bill said Art Pelosi and Dick Johnson told him that you were the guy to watch out for.
Really? No kidding. They said that. Wow, that's incredible. Wow, I'm really blown away. I'm so honored. Wow, I love those guys. I thought I played too many notes for them.
And I have a friend here, Mark. He likes your presentation, Composing with Jazz Harmony on YouTube.
Oh, thank you. Oh, that's really great. Be glad to talk more about it with anybody that'd like to get in touch with me, or want some of my recordings. I mean, I have things that I like people to hear, you know, if they want them.
And so, what is that? Is that is that from a book that you wrote, or is that just like a class?
The class, yeah. I haven't written. I have a lot of things that could go into a book, but because I'm so disorganized with that, and I'm not going to try to make it a fancy book where it's all like organized.
Yeah.
I'm going to just call it ideas by me, and it's going to be random things that you can focus in on a page or two and work with that. And then idea number 25. It's like, you know, that's the only way I'll be able to do this book, I think.
Yeah. It's challenging writing a book. I find it, I actually just finished editing a little book that I had started about 15 years ago. It's a philosophy book, and it's actually how the philosophy of life interacts and is the same as the philosophy of jazz singing and of voice technique. And those are just areas that I know about, but it's lessons, life's lessons are the same in every aspect, right? But I just happen to know about those. And so I wrote this book, and then I just finished editing it, but it's I find it a little bit challenging. I'll say challenging. I hate the word difficult. Challenging to stand back from it and put it in a flow that makes sense. You know, I mean, it might make sense to me, but I consider my thinking kind of airy, you know, and so I actually sent it to a few friends to see if they can get a feeling that it's flowing from one thing to another in a logical way. But I find that to be really difficult to when you're putting together something, that people can read.
Yeah, because you're always like thinking, "Oh, is that right? Oh, should it go here?" Or I don't know if that's gonna be easy to understand, or all these questions. So I was gonna go downstairs to bring something up for you.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, wait a minute.
I'm gonna go play something on YouTube.
Okay.
So here's more of Greg on YouTube. Let's see, Greg. Here we go. And I think told me something else, but here's all the thing. You don't know what love is. I like that one. I'm going to do that.
You don't know what love is? Oh, this is in England.
Oh, cool.
This is in Manchester.
Oh, great.
It's Dave Newton on piano.
Okay. Nice player.
You know him?
I don't know him.
Time flies.
Wow.
Yeah. I think I come in on the bridge.
Beautiful. Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah.
Ooh, I love this guy.
Yeah, yeah. This is at a house concert.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. I saw that you were sitting really close to that one guy right there.
Yeah, there's about 50 people in there, in that
Oh.
room.
Wow.
They're like shoulder to shoulder. And there's hardly any room to set up. We're really tight.
Quite the wall behind you guys.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Dave.
Nice, nice.
Jerry Mulligan back here.
Yeah, I've never seen a house with a wall like that.
Yeah, it's like the room is full of photos. Yeah.
Yeah. And who is this bass player? Do you remember the name?
His name is David Bailey, I think, or David. Oh, I can't remember his last name. Let me look online. Maybe we can find him.
It might actually be under this, you know, see.
Okay, on this, right?
Dave Turner.
There he is. Thank you.
And Gareth Gaz Hughes on drums.
Gareth.
Well, this wasn't that long ago. It was like 2017, right?
Wow. That was just recently, but it seems like a long time ago.
Yeah.
I think it. I think I take the last 8 and go out. Yeah. Guess we might as well finish the tune. Man, and time flies.
I know. It's crazy.
Jeez.
Beautiful.
Yeah, Dave.
Oh, really tasteful. I love your ballad sound.
Thanks, Kat.
Oh, nice choice. Oh, nice.
Thank you. Wow.
Wow, you know, it's just really it's nice to hear you play that ballads and your sound. Yeah, it is well. Okay, did you know Andy McIntosh?
No.
Okay, so he's English. His father, Ken McIntosh, was kind of like the Doc Severinsen there, you know, TV shows, and he also alto. He was real well known, and Andy played when he was young. He played with Maynard for a lot. He was like one of Maynard's star players, and came to LA for a little while, and then went back to England. But his sound was a lot like Cannonballs, you know, like that kind of almost sharp, you know, sound, and like we were talking about before, like more edgy, you know. But
Yeah.
and I mean, I love good players, period. But I really do love your sound because it's warm on the alto, you know. It's really, I like the warmth.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah, if I play harder though, I can make it edgier. But I like that sound for the ballad. It's the way it comes out. But I brought my alto flute up to show you.
Oh, cool. Ooh.
Let me just play a note.
Yeah, played some. So pretty.
I like this. This is dark for me. I love this one.
That
I
is
think I'm
just
playing
so
flute.
pretty.
Thanks. You got to get one of these.
I do. How am I going to get an inexpensive one to test out? Where should I look?
I don't know. Let me look online. Alto flutes.
And then, I mean, I have a really good friend who's a great sax player, and he plays flute, and he could probably, I mean, if it was at a store, he could probably check it out, like see if it was working well. But yeah, I mean, the fact that I haven't played an alto flute, I just want to, you know, I'm sorry to say, I'm embarrassed to say that my flute that I have, it works pretty good, but it's a student Gemeinhardt that I've had since elementary school.
Well, those play pretty well, you know. I like them.
Not bad for a non-professional, you know. Dennis Dow said, Greg, you make all of us Rhode Island guys proud. Keep on keeping on.
Dennis Dow?
Yep.
Dennis. Wow. Thank you. I'm trying to
Rhode
find
Island's treasure. Oh, Bill Winokur says, Rhode Island's treasure was a quote from Bob Petterucci.
Bob Petterucci? Really?
That was a quote about you.
Wow. I bet Bob was a real great bass player, and he still is, and he's a mentor, like another teacher, that not only as a musician, but as a life teacher about being a good person and stuff. He, being honorable, and I love that about musicians that I've been around. It's like about life, and the playing is secondary, but it's parallel to how you live.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find a flute here. I can't find a price on one.
Yeah, I wonder if somebody on eBay might be selling a flute.
Yeah. Oh, these are these are way up there. With $2,000. I mean, that's.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder, what do you think I can buy an alto flute for? Like a cheap.
500, 600, 700.
Okay.
Let me see. I got to tell you a story about my flute if you got a little time.
Sure, we have lots. Yeah, we have a half hour.
Oh yeah. Okay, good. Because I've got to teach a lesson at 5:30. I got a couple flutes. I'm trying to find a price on the alto flute. Can I just look? But I was playing in West Virginia, and someone that used to come and listen to me in Cerritos in Huntington came to Charleston, West Virginia. I was playing there, and he was sitting there, and he's a lawyer, and he plays saxophones, and he's a fan,
Yeah.
And so he brought an alto flute in. He knew I had one years ago, but I had traded it in to get a baritone. I told him that story. So he brought this flute in, this one. It was like 2 years ago, and he says, Greg, why don't you play it on the next tune? And I said, well, I haven't played it for 10, 15 years. I'll give it a try. So I played it, and I played one note samba.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Greg, could you adjust your camera?
Oh, geez, my head's off.
Okay, thank you.
Hold on. Yeah, so, and then, anyway, he said that, he thought he thanked me for playing it. And then he said, you can hold on to it for the next night. And I was telling the guys that I think I'm going to pinch this flute. I was jokingly. I said, I'm going to take this flute. I'm going to take it home to Rhode Island. And so the next night he came in. He says, hey, I heard something that you were going to steal my flute. And he says, because of that, I had a spare at home. So you just keep that one as a gift. So he gave me the flute.
Oh my God.
One? Yeah. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's impressive.
Yeah. He was a very generous person,
I've gotten, just to show you the comparison, when I was in Japan and I played for a music store, they gave me a plastic flute. And, those actually sound, have you ever played them? They sound really good.
No, I think I played a plastic saxophone, but I never played a plastic flute. Like a flute
I'm telling you, it's nice. It's got a very warm sound. It's not like playing a real flute, but it's actually good. I mean, it's really not a bad experience at all.
Well, I'll have to try it. I've never seen a plastic flute in the store with it. I've seen plastic trombones and saxophones and things.
Yeah.
Color red, sharp colors. I think they use them for marching bands, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, so it had the head joint and it played good. But the Gemeinhardt you have, I had one of those. The flute I have is not. It's an intermediate flute too. It's an Emerson. I think it was around the $1,200 range. It was, some flutes are like $5,000, $6,000, $10,000, right?
Yeah. 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 Do you think it makes a difference if they have a gold head or not?
I don't know. I think it's a matter of how you play it and how you get your own sound out of it. Many years ago, I was playing a gig in Rhode Island, and Herbie Mann was the main actor. It was in the gymnasium of the college in Rhode Island, and we were both in the dressing room, and he was playing a Bundy. I said, how do you play that? He says, I love my Bundy. He said, and I said, what do you do when you have leaks in it? He says, I play through it. I don't care about the leaks. So that's what Herbie Mann said.
I think when you're a better player, you don't care about the leaks. But I remember when my pads were gone because I hadn't taken my flute out for a while, and yeah, I couldn't get sound out of it. I had to get the pads replaced.
Yeah, well, I tell you, when I did my flute, when I was playing, I got it overhauled by a real professional classical symphonic flute repairman. It cost me as much as I paid for the flute.
Wow.
To have it done, but now it's so easy to play that I don't have to press hard to play it. They're just fingertips,
When they overhaul, when they overhaul it, do they? Of course, they replace the pads, but what else do they do? Do they adjust the little screws, or what do they do?
Yeah, they do that. They adjust the springs, the tension. And they put like shims in the underneath the pad to line it up so they're all evenly extended, or so that they all hit the tone hole exactly flush. There's no hesitation. So once you press it down, it closes the whole thing.
I see.
Yeah, it's balanced. I couldn't believe the price of that, and the pads were like these special pads they put in. So it does make a difference when you have your instrument, so it's working well. That way you can play whatever you can. I don't like having leaks in my stuff.
No, it's.
I'm trying to find you a price for an alto flute.
Isn't he nice? I'm wondering if there are people selling it on eBay or, I probably could put it out on my Facebook and maybe, or ask some of, my sax playing friends if they might know of something, how people always ask you about pianos, do you have a grand piano that you want to get rid of, that kind of thing. So maybe I'll ask a few horn player friends of mine out here.
Yeah, I think there must be some. Oh, something, I'm getting all these ridiculous prices. They go into Haynes. I just said inexpensive flutes, alto flutes. I'm sorry, I haven't been successful.
That's all right. Maybe the word is cheap instead of inexpensive. Sometimes the internet, is it's strange like that,
I wonder about Bundy.
Yeah, Bundy's kind of a lower end cost, right, of a flute.
Yeah. Bundy alto flute. Let's see. God. Okay. $679.
Oh, for a new alto.
Yeah, a new alto flute, Bundy.
Yeah, that's actually not bad.
No. Oh, here's one. $45. What's that? Can't be any good.
$45. I'd have to spend $1,000 getting it upgraded.
No, it's not good. No, you want to get the $695 one.
Of course I do.
Oh yeah, it's got the curved tone hole, the curved neck in it. I don't like the curved neck because it's unbalanced, though. For me, I like the straight neck.
Yeah, that plastic flute I have has a curved neck too. It has a straight neck and a curved neck. Yeah, the curved neck is interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, the curved neck. You have to have it on the bass flute, because you can't. Oh, here's an alto bamboo alto flute, $80 on.
What is that kind?
It's a bamboo alto flute.
Oh, Hmm.
Beechwood native, $439. You got to look on Bundy flute.
Okay, I'll look at Bundy. Wow, have you ever heard of a bamboo flute?
Yeah,
Are they supposed to play well?
yeah. I think there's no key. I think that they have no keys. It's just open. I think they're
Oh,
open.
okay, so it's really
Right.
like a regular bamboo flute. Yeah.
Oh, here it is. I don't think it has keys.
Okay.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't have keys. So I don't know. I don't think it would be good for jazz playing. I think
How
it's
about, let's see, I want to ask you, alto flutes, okay, they play in G, but do the notes correspond, like, because I've never actually thought about this. So a C is a C and an A is an A,
right. Yeah.
but I'm reading in a different key. Is that that's
Yeah,
correct,
yes,
right?
that's correct. Yeah. Like the F,
Yeah.
the C would be an F. This is an F here. If I play the C, I think that's right. Hold on a minute.
That's a concert F.
Yeah. Let me see.
I see. Yeah.
Or a G. Let me see. It's
Yep.
a G. Sorry.
Okay.
It's a G. And so
And so, but it plays as a C on the flute.
G. Concert.
G concert. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be middle C.
Yeah. Okay. So for those of you listening who don't know, there's a lot of instruments that do this. It's like what is a C, for instance, on the alto flute, sounds like a G, and we say concert because that's like if you went to a piano and you played the G, that's what you would hear. A regular flute is plays in concert, and so does trombone. So, but most of the other instruments play in different keys, which is interesting. So, if you're reading music, the writer of the music takes that into consideration and puts it in like the key of G, for instance, or what. That's right. If I was writing something for concert, but for you, for alto flute, I'd put it in the key of G, right?
Right. And
Yeah.
then you put like the alto saxophone is in the E flat, and so a C on the alto is actually playing an E flat on the piano, and then on the tenor saxophone, a soprano is like a C would be a B flat on the piano.
Yeah. Yeah. See, that's the kind of stuff I learned at Berklee, because I wasn't singing. I was there for arranging and comp, even though I was quite young. Roland says, how do you feel about playing the bohemian style flute with the open pads?
I never played it on a gig. I played it in people's homes that have it to try it out, but I don't own one.
Yeah.
I find it's limited for me to play like I'm used to playing because there's more keys. I like playing a lot of range and stuff, and 3 octaves on the flute. You don't have that with those. I can't play those Bohemian flutes that as well as I play the regular traditional flute.
What does a Bohemian flute look like? Does it look like a flute, or?
I think it looks like a flute, but it just has the holes like drilled in, but there's no.
Oh, kind of like the bamboo flute, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah. I wouldn't want
Hey.
to play I don't think I want to play a bamboo saxophone.
No.
I really have a smooth tone then.
So, about how many songs have you written? I'm curious.
Oh, jeez. Probably in all total, like the ones recorded, maybe about figure like 14 a CD times 20 CDs. I was just 14 times 20. I can't do it.
It's 280.
Yeah, maybe originals. I have like those
Wow.
what is it? On BMI or registered as copywritten. But I've written probably close to 700 songs for my life.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
wow.
definitely prolific. Yeah. Do you
I
find,
love
I'm
it.
curious, do you find, you know, like I said, Benny Maupin lives here, and I find that in his
Wow.
performances and his recordings, but most of his recordings are live, but there's a bunch that aren't. But he'll play the same song a lot. Like there's a song that I recorded of his called "Message to Prez," and that song he's played a lot. I think he enjoys what happens in the moment.
Uh,
I haven't talked to him about that exactly, but I think it's like there's a form, the song, and then let's see what happens and see what you create. Do you find that you play some of your songs over and over again?
yeah, I like playing some standards over and over again too because they're good vehicles for me to play melodically and to make melodies on. Because that's what jazz is. It's like composition, fast, in fast time. It's like you're composing in the moment a melody that's. But like I don't like to play the same solos. I never could. I can't remember a solo, but I can remember certain licks that I play that become altered here and there to make a difference because a jazz player to play jazz, it's not playing the same thing twice, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
very hard. But I like playing certain tunes like Star, I Say, or Record a May, or like Inner Urge, certain tunes. And some of my tunes I play, I recorded on different CDs, the same tune, maybe two or three of them.
yeah. Me too. Yeah,
Because you
yeah,
get a different tempo, a different key, maybe, or a different approach to the arrangement. You know,
yeah, yeah,
yeah. It's getting dark in here.
yeah. I know, man.
How's that?
Good.
You have a nice light over there.
Well,
It's getting
it's
dark here.
yeah, it's only 1:45 here.
Yeah,
Yeah. So,
it's 4 to 5 here.
yeah, yeah. The composing is interesting. I find that I go through these kind of series, like a painter would go through, a few weeks of painting in blue or something. I go through that, and many years ago, I stopped writing because I was disappointed that my songs were coming out kind of pop or folky, and I thought, oh, it's not jazzy enough, and that actually stopped me writing until I realized it doesn't matter. I don't have to even sing the song. Just don't stop your creative, flow. So just whatever you write. But I do see. I've written some what I consider to be very, very, modern jazz type of stuff, and then a few swing things, but I've in recent years I've written a lot more kind of folky poppy kind of stuff, not pop, folky, I guess. But, you get it with jazz players and it sounds pretty jazzy.
Right. What are you doing these days for gigging?
Not much, but about 2 weeks ago I did a gig. This venue that we were working at like once a week, for years. It's a private club downtown, and the guy who created the jazz series there, he's creating this jazz series now where you can come, and there's no real audience. There's just the tech people, and it's a big space, so you can spread out, and it's really nice music and sound and visual. So I did that with piano, B3, and drums. and some of the greatest players here for that. And I had such a good time doing that. And so, yeah, I mean, it's such a weird time for gigs, right?
Yeah, it is. It is. But that's nice to do though, and things will come back. I think. I just sent you something like for some etudes and tunes of mine.
Oh, thanks. Thank you.
You're over there. Those things that I told you can play in like for reading purposes, and then
Yeah.
But so tonight, like, what do you do tonight? Is like a gig night at all over there?
You mean normally or actually?
Well, actually, tonight.
Well, tonight I'm going to just keep working on organizing stuff. I'll probably practice, and now I'll probably practice some flute, and but practice my singing, and maybe touch on a little bit of writing, and I have a bunch of organizing to do, and I just this week is the end of my kitchen remodel, which has been going on since July. So you can imagine, I can't put my kitchen all back together till next week, but I can do a few things. So my husband and I are probably going to do some of that,
It looks really nice there. I love your wall. And is that a piano back there? Is that a piano?
No, over there? No,
Yeah,
no, I'm not.
yeah.
I'm in my computer room, but I do have a room in the back that has an electric piano set up, and then I have a regular, what we call the music room, which I have a drum set and a piano there, and lots of records.
Oh, one question. The photo on top to your left, what is that? No, the other way. Yeah, on top there.
Yeah,
The wall.
that is a promotion for a record of mine called Bohemian. And
That's right over there, right? That big one?
yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny because you can't really see, but on my
Oh, I see it now. Okay.
over there, these are a few flyers for England, actually.
Well, that's the picture of New York, isn't it? With all the musicians.
Let's see. One is Jazz at the White Horse, the one with my face, the big one.
Yeah.
Or no, I'm sorry, the small one, and that was with Roy Hilton and Paul Morgan and Ian Thomas
Oh, I see.
in England, in Brighton, I think.
And I think some cute children in the back of you.
Those were my twin sisters,
Oh.
and they were 4 years older than me, and we all grew up singing together, and one of them played piano, and so that was how I got a lot of experience singing too,
Yeah, it's like a nice room. It's really warm.
Oh, thank you. Thanks. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Roland. I like you too. um, Roland's saying he likes my folky stuff. I like it too, actually. And I like the jazz stuff too. I wrote a song about Jim Hall.
What?
I wrote a song about Jim Hall.
Oh, right.
That's a pretty cool song. It's a swinging song. I saw him.
Send me the lead sheet. So I can-
Yeah, I will. It's a pretty cool tune, actually.
Did you get the zip I sent you? Did you see the folder I just sent you?
Did you sent it on Zoom or did you send it through email? Let me go look at my email. Do you want me to open it now?
No, just a minute. Just see if it came in.
Let's see. I get a lot of emails. Yep, I did.
Okay.
Thank you.
Cool. You're welcome.
It's a zip folder. That's cool. Songs and etudes.
Yeah, a few things. There's a few in there. It's not everything, but some new stuff that I was writing. Hey, yeah. So, how many people are listening to us today?
Well, I'm not sure, but people can actually go back and listen because there's archives.
All right.
So I'm not sure how many people watch, but I can have between 400 and 1,000 people tuning
That's
in.
really good. That's great.
And Frank Griffith is here.
He's on. He's there.
Yep, and he said, when are you hoping to tour in the UK next?
In July. I've got the whole. I've got everything booked up already. July. Hey, Frank.
Mhm.
Yes.
Cool. Frank's another great player who I didn't know before, and I forget how I met him also. Like I said, sometimes like people like Bobby Shue, or Paul Jost, or somebody will suggest somebody, and I'll go check them out, and then I go down that rabbit hole. But yeah, Frank's another person I found, and I was very impressed with his.
Yeah, he's a great player. We have fun on gigs too. Yeah. There's a lot of great saxophone players in England I play with. Alan Barnes is another guy. You know him?
I don't.
Yeah, Alan Barnes, Barnes.
Okay.
Yeah, he's interesting. He's a funny cat. Really, he'll have you on the floor. But he's a great player. He's not just
He's not just a jokester.
No. Craig Milverton's a great pianist.
Uh-huh.
He's got a lot of time on his hands now. He's really locked down over there. Those guys like Frank and everybody in England must be like, this new virus or something. I hope it's not real.
Yeah, well, if I was talking about the good side of the vaccine, because I can talk about both sides, the good side, possibly, I can see how this could be true. So it's never been given to humans before, but what is cool about it, or could be cool about it, is that it doesn't handle the whole virus. What it does is it puts something into your body that enables you to create your own immunities to new strains. So if I was talking about the good part of the vaccine, that could be good,
Yeah, could be. I'm just not sure of it all anyway.
Well, I think me, like a lot of people, are just kind of waiting to see what happens, like the reports, and then, I'm not really inclined to get the vaccine, but if the reports were good, then I might get it. Also, I have grandchildren, and I don't know how their mothers feel about me being with their children, without the vaccine. So I have to take that into consideration too.
Yeah. What time? We got time, right?
Yeah, we have a few more minutes. Yeah. Anything else you want to talk about or show us, or musically, or?
Well, just the recording coming out in March, and looking forward to it. It'll be my fifth release on this label. It's really good label, Whaling City Sound, and it's with Kenny Barron, Desron Douglas on bass, and Jonathan Blake on drums, and it's me on sax and flute. And that was recorded at Rudy Van Gelder's and mixed and mastered and bought in Westport, Massachusetts. So it's coming out in March. Look at this.
Excellent.
We've been working on that, so I haven't been gigging much,
What's the title of that?
Greg Abate plays the music of Kenny Barron.
Oh, okay.
And then that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be great. That's the one with you playing all the horns like at once.
Yeah, on two tunes I play the five saxes, and then the others are two horns or just one horn. Usually the flute and the soprano I play one horn and tenor. It's all mixed up. Different. It was hard to figure out managing to arrange these tunes of his, and then to figure out what instruments that would fit on there. So I did pretty good about making that decision. So alto would be on certain tunes that I wanted, lead or whatever, tenor lead, flute lead, It's like It's all this opened up choices. It's not like just doing an album playing one instrument. You know, I've never done that. It's always been more than one instrument, but I like to do that. Just play one.
Yeah.
Concentrate on one.
Yeah. My friend said he found a great video of you with Phil Woods.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's nice. Thank you for that.
Let's watch. You want to watch a little bit of that before we go?
Sure.
Let's see. Come on, computer. Get going. Let's see.
I didn't know there was a video of us, really.
Maybe. Oh, here we go. My computer's going slow.
See where it is. Oh. Oh, yeah. This is Cleveland.
Wait a minute. I think I'm. I have two windows open, I think. Glenn Davis on drums?
Who?
Glenn Davis
Alan
on
Davis?
drums?
Let me get my glasses here. Peter Dominguez, Mark Soska piano, and Glenn Davis on drums. Yeah. You know
Okay,
him?
I just have to say, Glenn Davis was, I think it's Glenn Davis, was in my band at Berklee.
Wow.
I think it's that Glenn Davis. I don't know. It could be somebody else. Anyway, here we go. Sorry.
That's all right. It's like a rubato thing for a while. There we go. I'm playing soprano. Well,
Whoa.
okay. That's okay. That's okay.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. It must be the connection.
I don't know what's happening.
But I gotta be going soon. But I wanted to say I'd like to keep it going, keeping in touch with you. Yeah. Hello, Cathy.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but you better close out of
Sorry.
that. Oh. Where'd you go? Cathy? Cathy.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can. What happened? Okay. Now I can't. Hello? I lost you.
Wow.
Hi, Cathy. I lost you.
I did. Can you hear me all?
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I don't know what my computer's like.
Hi, Cathy.
Well,
Okay.
Can you hear me all?
Keep in touch.
crazy.
Thank you for having me on the show. Yeah, I love speaking, meeting you. Thank you for having me on.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is I'm gonna say goodbye because I don't even know if you can all hear me, but if you can hear me, great, and if you can't hear me, sorry. I am gonna join more probably.
And if you can't hear me, sorry.
You can hear me. I can hear you on Facebook. Okay, so my computer's messing up and it's 2:00. I'm just going to call Greg and say goodbye. But thank you, Greg, for being on, and thanks, guys, for listening. And yeah, we'll take it from here. Tomorrow is Frank Griffith, who's another sax player, and he's actually living in the UK. So that's going to be really fun. And next